Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Corporate Coffee, a place where conversations are real, rude, bold, and powerful. We have a guest today with us. Her name is Nida Nasir. She's a chief advisor role that she's leading at Johnny and Jugnu restaurants. One fiery question, as we all know, that we are going to be asking her today. So, first of all, thank you, Nida, for coming in today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. I hope it was not much of a trouble between your many hats that you're juggling these days.
Not at all.
Not at all. Right. So, you do know that I will be asking you one question.
Yes. Absolutely.
And it could be anything.
Absolutely.
And you will be absolutely candid.
Fire away.
Fire away. All right. So, tell me one thing. How long have you been in HR?
16 years.
16 years. And now with AI coming up, how do you see the human still being left in human resources while AI can be doing most of your job, be it interviewing, be it screening, be it payroll, be it engagement, be it data? Where is the human? And how will the human still be relevant in HR?
Okay, I think this is my favorite topic actually. So thank you for asking this question. So AI actually enables us to be more human.
All right.
And I'll explain how. Right? AI takes away the stuff that we don't like doing. Right?
Okay.
All the mundane stuff, the repetitive stuff, the labor-intensive stuff. I don't know an HR professional who likes to build spreadsheets. Right? I don't know an HR professional who wants to spend 20 hours a day on the laptop building slides. But that's what we have to do a lot of times, right? But what AI is doing is taking away all of that mundane, repetitive stuff and freeing us time to do other things that only humans can do, which is build human connections.
All right. And build human connections. For that, is the other person, for that you have to establish a human root, right?
Absolutely. You need time to build human connections, right? You're not going to trust me if I'm not going to spend time with you.
Yeah.
Right? And if I need to spend time with you, then I need to get out of what is bogging me down, all the administrative stuff, all the manual labor that goes into, at the back end of HR, the payroll management, the spreadsheets, the presentations, the slides, the forecasting, the data analysis, all of that, right? That takes up a lot of time. CV screening, even the screening interviews. I mean, who wants to sit in one day and do 20 interviews a day? But a lot of HR professionals are doing it, right? So asking the same kind of questions to the same type of people. So AI kind of frees up all that time by
it kind of filters you for as per the keywords that you're saying, that you find the right candidate, so that in the second round of interviews or third one, where the panel sits or where two people are sitting, so you have at least the first stage of the initial screening is done by it.
The relevant people are there, right? There are less mistakes made by AI when it comes to initial screening. AI is pretty good at that right now. And then that frees up time for you to do other stuff. And what is that other stuff? What do HR people love to do? They love to build human connections, right? They love to build relationships.
But is it reciprocated?
That is the point. That was my point when I talked about trust, right? If I'm not going to spend time with you and you're not going to trust me and I'm not going to build that rapport, why will you come to me for advice? You will not come to me for advice. And even if I go to you and I say, listen, you need to do this, this is how you need to you need to train your people, this is how you need to manage your team, you're not going to take me seriously. I didn't invest my time in you, right? And why? Because I was sitting in front of a screen and I was reading my emails and I was juggling my schedule and I was doing screening and I was doing all the mundane tasks that AI has thankfully now started taking away from me.
But whenever we speak to HR, they are still bogged down with a lot of stuff.
So
even with AI.
Yeah, the thing is that HR professionals haven't really embraced AI as much as other professionals have.
Okay.
Yet, right? So I'm an avid user of AI. At Johnny and Jugnu, we're using a lot of AI.
All right.
So Claude, ChatGPT. I, in fact, discovered this app a couple of days ago, Notebook LLM.
Okay.
It made me a presentation in 10 minutes, maybe, right? Which I'd actually made the presentation already. I'd spent, all my experience making that strategy deck, right? And just for kicks, I put it into the Notebook LLM to see what it does with it. And it was beautiful. It was amazing. It kind of the design, the creativity, and the insight that was coming out from the LLM's presentation was better than mine. And I didn't have to spend those 3, 4, 5 hours building those slides. I could have just put in all that raw data and it would have made it for me in 10 minutes. And that time I could have spent building one-on-one relationships. spending time with people, understanding their issues, understanding their problems, empathizing, building a culture of trust and care.
Okay, and so I'm, living in AI, and we're, if we're not using it to our maximum potential, we will be at loss. How would you advise your upcoming people or people who are stuck in that conformed mindset to start using this to free up their time so that they can start building more human relations rather than just getting bogged down with administrative and clerical work and passing it over to other people to help them do it? If they just put in the keywords and they put in the entire raw data, it will help them. How do you bridge that gap for them?
So they need to understand that there's no use of clinging to the old administrative tasks, right? People are very protective of their job descriptions, right? If 80% of my job description is manual labor, I will be very protective about it, because I will think that if I give this 80% to AI, then the 20% is not valuable enough that I will be able to, for example, keep my job, right? What I would suggest, or what I would recommend and advise to HR people, is let it go. Give it to AI. Do something of more value.
But there are ways how to, there are programs how to use AI. There are programs how to use ChatGPT. Because now what's happening is, okay, as much as AI is there, and then, we're wanting the human to be left in human resources, or in any department for that matter, we tend to overuse everything. So those programs where people can go in and actually use it to the maximum benefit, while the agenda and the purpose is so that we have enough time to go build relations with your stakeholders, your internal stakeholders, with your clients, so that you have that. And to bridge that, not everybody is going through that that passage of learning.
So my recommendation here is ask ChatGPT.
Right?
Ask how it can help.
How it can help,
Upload your job description, upload your challenge, whatever you need to do, right? Upload your goal, upload the message that your boss just sent you that I need this in, next 3 days, or whatever it is. Put it in ChatGPT and ask it, how can you help me? And it will give you a list.
But do we copy, should we, but at the same time, while it's giving us all the right bullets, we have to also make it more humanistic.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's where the challenge is. There's another challenge there as well. We copy, we press paste, and then that's the message that's going back to the boss, and boss is like, okay, wow. But now tell me how to do it.
Yes. So, so it's not just about the message, right? It's not just about building the slide deck. The slide deck AI will make for you. You will put in the prompts, it will make the slide deck. But the implementation you have to do, right? And implementation you'll have to do by going on ground. By connecting with people. That's the beauty of HR.
That's what I wanted here. You have to go on ground, connect with people.
Human connection is something that AI cannot take away from us, because that is the only thing that humans do really, really well and do better than AI.
Of course it does.
We are human. So we need... AI is actually enabling us to be more human.
Do you think AI is used by Gen X more, or is it used by Gen Z more? Or Gen Z is something, are people who just want to punch it in, take out whatever is coming out, give it? Who do you think is, missing out on this?
So I think millennials are missing out a little bit, because again, they have that love-hate relationship, and they don't want to give away that power. That feeling of, signing a document, for example, right? People don't want to give that away. I want to sign that stack of 20 documents a day, because I like,
I like to sign,
this, right? Do you remember a couple of years ago when the electronic signature came in?
Yes, of course, DocuSign.
There were a number of people who said, no, I don't want to do this electronic. I want to do.
I think it was absolutely fantastic.
Right, and companies still, they want physical signatures. I was at the passport office the other day, and they made me, copy out the same thing on 4 different pieces of paper, and I asked the guy, till when will we have to do this? And he said, we'll have to do this always. Because that's the concept. We want to do things physically. We want to document physically. We want to sign physically. So we don't want to give away that power that we feel. But my point is, so millennials are still in that. I think Gen Z has grown up with this. Is growing up with this. Gen Alpha, in fact, this is the only thing that they're seeing. Millennials have to do a shift. They have to do.
And what about your Gen X and your baby boomers?
The baby boomers and Gen X are still struggling. That's a generation that's struggling, but that's also a generation that is now going out of the workforce, right? So in a couple of years, they will be, out of the workforce. The millennials and the Gen Zs, these are the two generations.
Because I think millennials are too apprehensive of letting the human connection go, where Gen Z has to be instilled with the fact that create human connections while AI is there. So, don't make human go away absolutely. There's a balance.
So millennials...
millennials, they want to.
Millennials like human connection because they've grown up with human connection, right? For us, this is a new technology, something that we are learning. For Gen Z, this is something very normal, very routine. And human connection is not very routine. It's not very normal now.
Yes, right? They don't like people. So if HR was just completely an automated department, they would be absolutely fine with it. Like, what am I going to ask them?
Well, I don't know. Gen Z is a completely different breed, and we're trying to figure out what makes them click. I think they are the most purpose-driven generation.
Yes, they are. It has to make sense here.
They are very clear on what they want.
No, here I want to debate, but this is for another day. Here I would want to, I wish they were absolutely clear. While most are, I think still most are struggling.
So ChatGPT is being used as a psychiatrist right now, as a consultant right now. ChatGPT is being used as somebody who, advises on how you want to talk to your mother because she said this to you and how you're going to respond. That's a separate thing. From a workplace perspective, I think AI can be utilized in a way that it frees up your time and enables you to build those relationships, build that trust in the environment, spend time with people on ground, in the field, with your core teams, inspire. ChatGPT...
Make it an ally, don't make it the absolute.
Absolutely.
But thank you, Nida. Thank you so much for coming in. And I loved what you said. While, we're coming from those generations where we feel we don't want to let the human go, but we also have to accept that some things can be given to AI for us to help us.
More human.
Yes, it will make us more human. But thank you so much. With this, we have come to the end of another episode with one question that we asked Nida to help us out and how to make the human relevant. Till then, we see you next time. Thank you so much.